What's up, guys? Smash Adams here, and today I'm going to do the third update on Chaos Dragons. Like the last deck, it took me a while to actually complete because I was still looking for some stuff to make the deck faster with the March 2013 ban list passing by and then moving on to the September format for this year. Let me tell you, this deck on its own, it's still menacingly awesome, and I might actually take this to a tournament sometime soon. I'm not sure yet, but right now I've been playtesting it on Dev Pro and against a couple of my friends and a bunch of people at locals and all that, and it was pretty awesome. But anyway, I'm going to show you the deck, and we'll take it from there. To start off, we've got 3 Lightpulsar Dragons, standard in any Chaos Dragon deck. You need to run 3. Less than that, it's kind of iffy if you run 2, but I'd rather recommend 3. 3 Dark Flares. The last format that I did, I ran 2 only because of space and for speed, but I like 3 now because now you need a certain amount of dragons to get a good lineup with Chaos Dragons. And of course, we have the big bosses, which are Red Eyes and Dark Arm. Red Eyes is basically the key to the lineup. You don't have him in Chaos Dragons, then, well, good luck trying to come up with different strategies without Red Eyes, because it's going to be pretty hectic if you don't have a backup plan without Red Eyes. 1 Eclipse. You only need 1. I took the second one out because I wanted to add space for some other stuff. 1 Divine Dragon, because 1's better. I mean, 2's kind of iffy in my opinion, especially for this deck. And here's a new addition to the Dragon lineup, 2 JDs. I remember the second deck update that I did to this deck that I would try and make a Lightsworn build based on Chaos Dragons, and I just figured, you know what? With all the ideas I came up with over the past couple of months, I might as well just stick to that idea. Because it's faster, it's more explosive, and with Chaos Dragons, you can merge the deck with anything. You can merge it with Dragon Rulers and you'd still do some really ridiculous plays. Now for the Chaos monsters, we've got Chaos Sorcerer and BLS. Boss Monster. I mean, it may take a while for them to hit this card, but I'm glad they reprinted it, so it's less than what it was originally. Now for the hand traps, 1 Gorz and 2 Trags. And of course, since I run a lot of light monsters, and I'll get to that later on, 1 Honest. Now for the Lightsworn build. 2 Lylas. You need to, well, at least in this case, because I run a bunch of Lightsworns in this deck, mainly as food for JD's special summon requirement. 2 Rykos. 2 Lumina. I thought of running 3, but I figured just for space, 2 is better. It's still balanced even if Lyla, Ryko, and Lumina were at 3 altogether, but I like it overall. 1 Jain. 1 Garoth. Even though he doesn't do anything, he's really good with just getting a quick loop with different Lightsworns during the end phase. So, like, if they mill using their effects, you can use his effect, then mill some more, and then if the other one kicks in, you can possibly get some Lightsworns into the grave and then draw some more cards, depending on the Lightsworns you get. 1 Ehren. 1 Orchrus. I may keep him, I may take him out, I'm not sure, but his defense is good. That's the main reason why I like him. Plus, he protects my Lightsworns from being targeted by spells and traps, so yeah, it's pretty good. Well, targeted in general, so yeah. Anyway, 1 Wolf. 1 Celestia. Most Lightsworn decks I saw ran 2 in certain decks, even in Dragonsworns, but I figured 1 is better because you want to have that synergy. You don't want to be clogging your hand too much with Chaos Dragons, because basically the whole agenda for this deck is getting this guy, possibly getting him, running some plays with either him or some other dragons, and then going straight for game. But that's basically the whole spiel with Chaos Dragons. Next we got 2 tour guides, 1 bus. I added that in, well, now that Sandgen's gone, I figured it would be an extra target just for tour guide. Plus it really helps with getting JD and BLS and all those other heavy set monsters back to your deck, and then when you draw them, you can use them as a last minute resort, and then just possibly go straight for game with those. 1 Night Assailant for the tour guide lineup, and here's a new one. 1 Phantom of Chaos. I remember the first deck profile that I did with Chaos Dragons before they hit Future Fusion and all. This really benefited me a lot. Like every time I would get Future Fusion and use like a bunch of Wyverns in the graveyard, I would use this, banish a Wyvern. It would get its name, but at the same time I would get the dragon that I banished from the banish zone to my hand. But he can also be pretty good if you have JD recycled into your graveyard, or any other big monster recycled into your graveyard. And you can use their effects and then gain a good advantage from that. Sure, you won't deal any damage, but it's better to have a monster effect on board, especially in situations. And lastly, for the monster lineup, 2 Plaguespreaders. I'm glad they put this at 2. It's actually pretty balanced with 2 of these. Even at 1, Plaguespreader's still good in any Chaos deck. Now for the spells. I only run 5. 1 Allure, 1 Charge the Light Brigade, and 3 Slow Recharges. So yeah, that's basically the main deck. Now onto the side deck. I run 2 Kaikos for, well, actually 3 Kaikos, my bad. I thought of running 2, but I figured 3 was better because 2 reasons. 1, Kaiko's a beat stick. 2, it also helps with getting rid of resources in your opponent's graveyard in case they want to bring them back with other stuff. Because if you think about it, with Monster Reborn gone, you have less worries about people special summoning stuff from their graveyard, right? No, there are other ways you can get stuff from the graveyard, because there are other spells that support special summons from the graveyard. So I figured running Kaiko in spades would actually even the odds in those situations. So yeah. And for a third reason, just wanted to add this in because he's dark. Next, we've got 2 Alchemists. I got a third one last week, but I decided to take that one out of the side deck because I wanted to add space for other stuff. And just for stall purposes, 2 Spirit Reapers and 2 Marshmallows. This guy's funny. You punch this guy. Guess what? Sure, he won't be destroyed by battle, but your opponent will take the burn damage for 1,000. I like Reaper better because he wastes stuff from your opponent's hand. 1 Seal of Orichalcos because I want to power up my monsters. And plus, depending on what you go up against, you don't really use the extra deck as much if you use a Seal of Orichalcos. Even if you main it, it's still a good card choice. 2 Smashing Ground, 2 MSTs, and lastly for the trap, I only run 1 trap, 1 Treacherous. It's helped me out a lot. Now for the extra deck, I run 1 Catastor, 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Stardust, and 1 Scrap Dragon. It's basically the same lineup of Synchros that I had from the previous deck profile that I did. But these guys are still pretty good. Next we've got the XCs, which are 1 Zen Mains, 1 Leviair, 1 Giga Brilliant, 1 Leviathan Dragon, and I'll show you the changes that I made as I go forward. 1 Maestro. I think I took a Utopia out for a couple of things, but I kept the Maestro in, I believe. I'm not sure. 1 Queen Dragoon to Jain. Definitely love this. It's a really good card, especially if you use that to bring Lightpulsar back. Like I said in the last video, sure, Lightpulsar's effect is negated on the field, but the effect works in the graveyard. That's the key to Lightpulsar's effect. So if you pop Lightpulsar while it's in the field, you would think, oh yeah, it's negated because it was on the field. Actually, no, the effect works in the grave. But Queen Dragoon is a really good card. Protects your dragons from being destroyed by battle, and plus it's a really good beat stick. 1 Adrius, 1 Tyrus. I like Adrius better because he destroys stuff. Tyrus, it's good against it being targeted by cards that destroy it. And plus it's really good during the battle phase to use its effect. That's if you can destroy the monster, of course. Or deal something on the side. Anyway, on to the rest of the XCs. 1 Exobeetle for situational purposes. 1 Heretic Dragon Atom. Someone actually told me this card's pretty good. You merge 2 Light Pulsars together to form this, and you get a Red Eyes from your deck. Guess what? You can bring that overlay unit back, the Light Pulsar that you used to make Atom for, and then just go straight for that loop. It's good to run this in Heretics. 1 Strike Bouncer, and lastly 1 Gaia Dragon. So yeah, this has been an update of my Chaos Dragon deck. Let me know what you guys think, and I might take out this Plaguespreaders and take out the Synchros overall just to see how it does with just a plain old Xyz lineup, because I still have Tempo, I still have some other stuff to tweak the deck with, and overall it's a masterpiece. Just let me know what you think. You guys can try it out if you want, if you actually have some cards to actually make a deck similar to this. But let me know what you guys think. Anyway, this has been another deck profile from Smash Atoms. Peace.